Enemy to Lovers book series that you need to read. First series is The Heir Comes to Rise. 3 books are currently out. It's about a human girl who accidentally dream walks into a Fae Guard's mind. So there's a lot more to it. The series starts off YA, but then moves more to new adult. For some reason, I only have the second book in this series, but the first book is A Kingdom of the Wicked. The third book is about to come out. It's about a witch and the 7 princes of hell. And you start off with her accidentally summoning one. Same with that series, it starts off YA, but it does move up to like upper YA, gets a bit saucy. Next up is These Hollow Vows. It's a duology and it is completed. Human girl, Fae princes. This actually has a really well done love triangle in it. If you've read Cruel Prince and Akatar, it's kind of like those mixed together a little bit with a bit of Throne of Glass thrown in. Upper YA, so kind of like saucy. So enjoy!
Fantasy romance books that gave me swoon-worthy romance. A Cursed Kiss and A Cursed Heart by Jenny Hickman. I devoured these. 5 stars for both. These are very character-driven. The lore and magic is very whimsical. 2 words. Witty, banter, top notch. The Angels of Elysium series, I just finished book 3 by Olivia Wallenstein. Romeo and Juliet, Grumpy Sunshine, Soulmate, Forced Proximity. The whole trilogy is done in such a unique way, so you need to do all 3 in order. Love it. Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. It is a finished trilogy. I loved each book. Witches, 7 Princes of Hell, Forced Proximity. Guys, Wrath is up there, Rhysand. He's up there with Rhysand. The Fae Games trilogy by Karen Lynch. This is upper YA, but they totally read older. This is urban fantasy. This girl's parents go missing, so she has to team up with this Fae guy to help find them. Oh, I just love them so much.
Tears of gold for you. I sit here proud for you. Collect my pennies and my dimes. That's why you laugh it when I cry. Platinum love for you. I'd give it no love.
Okay, today we're gonna rank my top 5 fantasy series with romance that I've ever read in my entire life, so here we go. Some of these are incomplete series, but I just have a feeling that they're gonna stay in my top 5, unless I discover a brand new amazing series that bumps one of them out. I love Bree so much that I would sell my left tit to protect her. It's the prose, it's just so beautiful. Who's surprised? The series that got me back into reading, my one true love. To my core, I'm a Bryce Quinlan wannabe. There's so many parts of her character that I just want to embody more. I want to be bolder in life. And something about a 20-something woman living in a big city doing all of the modern things with all the fantasy elements has just enraptured me. I would rate Akamath as my favorite Sarah J. Maas book, but I think Crescent City as a series is above Akatar for me. If you've been here the last month, you probably know what I'm going to say my number 1 series is. As far as fantasy romance goes, this series ranked highest with everything for me. Characters that I connected with on a soul level, beautiful prose, really consistent pacing, great interweaving plot lines, high stakes plot that kept me reading, amazing character arcs and character development. The most cohesive plot I've ever seen in any fantasy romance I've ever read. I loved it so much, in fact, that I'm going to be going live with Lindsay and Sydney on Thursday, October 27th. We're going to talk about all things Daughter of No Worlds. We are going to avoid major spoilers until the last 30 minutes. I want to know what your favorite characters were. I want to know what your favorite scenes were. Love to interact with you on the live.
Hi guys. So this is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. And honestly, I'm such a fan of her now, okay? This is a debut novel. I kid you not, this got rid of my reading slump. It was so good. The storytelling, the whole dynamics of the world. And it's something that I've never read about personally. So this was such a good read for me. And I had to share it to you guys. This book is about a girl who was exiled to the moon. When she was younger, her mother stole an elixir of immortality in order to save them both. Both her and her mother were exiled to the moon. So basically she's trying to find a way to help her mother escape her imprisonment, and that's how her adventure starts. Along the way, she kind of meets the emperor's son, who she ends up training with and who she ends up being friends with. But you can see there's some sort of thing going on, probably. I honestly did not expect this to be as good as it was. Honestly. I just ended up loving this so much, and I'm so glad that I picked it up. I'm telling you guys, if you have this book, pick it up now. Read it. The second book is coming out soon. This is a duology, which is like, I can't wait. I can't wait to find out what happens next in the sequel.
These are some fantasy romance recommendations that I think everybody should read, and they're also completed series. My first recommendation is Savage Lands by Stacey Marie Brown. It's 6 books total, and they're set in a urban post-apocalyptic fantasy world, and it's essentially like human versus fae. There's lots of slow burn, like tension, the one bed trope, and there's fae. It's a little bit dark. It's great. You should check it out. My second book recommendation is The Bridge Kingdom. It's a duology by Danielle Jensen. There's an arranged marriage trope, there's enemies to lovers, and she's literally sent to like unalive him and just bring down his kingdom. It's just great. Read it. Give it a try. The third recommendation is Radiance by Grace Draven. And it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And I know you think you love enemies to lovers. I love enemies to lovers, but this book made me question that. Maybe I do like friends to lovers. It's just so nice. Honestly, they're so funny. They're dynamic. It's an arranged marriage trope. But it's just so beautiful seeing their like relationship blossom. They really have like a deep understanding of each other, and it's just great. And I don't know, the spice is like okay, it's like a 2.5 out of 5, but it's still worth it. The fourth recommendation is the Bond That Ties series by Jay Bree. There are 6 books total, and in these series you can have gifts, and this can be anything from being telekinetic to being able to manipulate the elements, and some people can shapeshift. And there's a different like take on the fated mate trope. So instead of mates, it's called bonds, and there's a central bond, and these bonds can like connect multiple people. So it is a reverse harem, so if you're not into that, maybe you won't like it, but I honestly think it's really good. And it's really interesting seeing her relationship develop with each of her 5 bonds, and why have one bitch when you can have 5.